Falcon fans. Dave Glazer here at the beautiful Moore Athletic Complex with St. Stephen's Athletic Director Lenny Paletti. And we're getting ready to kick off the 2015-2016 athletic season. Before we do that though, let's take a quick look back at last season. I know, Lenny, it was a spectacular year with some spectacular results, right?
Crazy year, my first year, crazy year. As I told everybody, we were going to have a banner year, and that's what we had. In 2014-2015, we sponsored 13 teams that compete at the state series events, and we sent 7 teams to the state tournament. And we had additional 4 teams that sent components to the state tournaments. That's ridiculous. That's unprecedented. You don't hear that anywhere. And because of the success we had, the Florida High School Athletic Association ranked us 8th throughout the state against all 3A schools, and that's about 82 schools. And we were the only Manatee or Sarasota County school to break the top 20.
Well, that sets some high expectations for this year then, doesn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, and one of the programs that has high expectations is the one that's going to take the field right here behind us, and that's the Falcon football program. Coach Todd Cornetti's entering his 5th season here.
Yes, sir.
They had a fantastic year last year, record-setting year last year at 8-3. They'll be without Wyatt Konopke on their offensive line this year, a young man who is going to be playing at Boston College in the ACC in the fall. But I know that they have 16 of their 22 position starters back, so I know the expectations have to be pretty high.
Very high. The coach is all excited. Our full coaching staff is returning. You know, they're going to go on without skipping a beat. 8-3, that was spectacular last year. We're looking for a 10-0 season this year. And if you want to count the kickoff class, let's go with a full 11-0.
Well, can you tell us who some of the key guys this year will be for this team?
When you talk about football, you got to start with the quarterback. Fred Billy's returning. As a 9th grader last year, he set the place on fire. This year, a little more comfortable in his role, a lot more confidence. He'll do extremely well. And of course, he's anchored. He's got Bobby Harrison, and he's got Jacob Westbury, who are just going to help be there and support him. They're tremendous on the field. Their leadership, they're both seniors, tremendous assets for the football program. These guys will lead along with Billy and some of the other role players. We'll be fine.
One of the things I know they'll have to face this year is a little bit of a road schedule. They're going to be road warriors a little bit this year.
Yeah, that's true. The way the schedule fell last year, we were scheduled to play 6 and 4, 6 home games and 4 away. Because of weather and because of schools couldn't get the facilities for rental agreements, we ended up hosting 8 home games last year. Well, when you host 8 home games one year, you're looking to travel a lot the next year. So we are on the road. We'll play 3 regular season games and plus the kickoff classic at home this year.
And I know Coach feels like he has the experience that that's not going to faze them. They're going to be able to go on the road and really bind together and be a great team even on the road.
It doesn't matter where you play. The field dimensions are the same and the sport doesn't change. So the only home field advantage is what you put in the bleachers. And for our home games, it's amazing, as you well know. With the cheerleaders to the fan support we get here at home, but they travel as well. So I'm not concerned about away schedule at all.
I know another program that always has high expectations are the golf programs. This year, we're going to have a new home over at the Bradenton Country Club, and big things are expected. Both teams advanced to the state last year, as you already mentioned.
Yes.
Both teams are going to have to replace key people.
Yes.
You know, I know Jack Sen, a golfer on the boys' team, is going to be playing at Cornell in the fall.
Right.
Natalie Playarova
yes.
On the girls' team is going to be at Queens College in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yes.
So those are key folks they're going to have to replace. But I know, that, again, the expectations are very high, as they always are for these teams.
Huge losses for both the golf programs. However, Matt Primrose, the varsity boys coach, he's always carried about 12 varsity boys. And, you know, 8, 9, and 10 have been waiting to get in that rotation. So they've been playing all summer, and they'll be ready for the fall season. On the girls' side, our numbers weren't that strong. However, we just picked up a young international student who trains over at IMG. Last name is Huang. And we just learned of her yesterday, so we're very excited that she's coming. She'll be a little 9th grader, and I think she'll set the golf world on fire.
And how about the impact of the Bradenton Country Club being over there as a new home for the program?
Huge, huge. I mean, it's our neighbor course. It's a beautiful course. Everybody wants to play on it, and we'll be the only school permitted to play on it. One of the first things I did last year, I was new last year, is that first week I was here, I walked over to BCC and I talked to the director and I talked to the general manager and the pro, and I really want to have a great working relationship with them. It only makes sense. They are right across the street. Fortunately, some influential folks we have that are connected to both St. Stephen's and BCC has made that happen, that opportunity happen for us. So our varsity boys will have their home course at BCC this year.
Well, and I know it's not a new facility, but it almost looks like a new facility. And that's the facility that your volleyball team will get the chance to kind of cut the ribbon on. And that is the Hoagland Arena, which has undergone some amazing renovations in the last year. Tell us a little bit about that, Coach.
Well, the volleyball girls haven't even seen it yet. And that's why we're out here today and not in the gymnasium, because the floor was just laid yesterday. The floor is going to be absolutely gorgeous, but the exciting part is that we just added a new ceiling. And the new ceiling is bright, it's white, and it just gives a big room atmosphere to the gymnasium. It is a metal ceiling, so it'll be loud, and I expect that we will rock that place this fall for volleyball.
Well, and they won't lose their volleyballs in the ceiling anymore, is that?
Yeah, I can't tell you how many birdies and balls came out of that ceiling.
Well, and Coach Walker has a little bit of a job in front of her this year. 7 starters, 6 of them left the program, 6 of them have moved on and graduated. Only Sophie Billick back as the outside hitter, and she's a potential record breaker here at the school. So, but Coach Walker has her work cut out for her with some new faces this year, right?
Well, you're absolutely right. And Sophie's a great talent. Don't get me wrong. But she can't play the field by herself, and the good news is we had a lot of strong JV and freshman players who are ready. They've been working extremely hard during our strength and conditioning program this summer, and they want nothing more than to break that varsity program, get in there and showcase their talents. There's 8 open spots, and they're fighting for all 8, and these girls are hungry.
Well, and you mentioned the strength and conditioning program, Coach. I know that that's a new addition or an added addition this summer with Coach Schultes and leading that program.
Absolutely. You know, football's always had a strength and conditioning portion of their program. However, every varsity and JV program here this year will go through a preseason strength and conditioning program conducted by Coach Brian Schultes in our brand new facility. So if a student is available, they will go through a preseason regimen. We want to make them faster and stronger, not necessarily bigger for some teams, but definitely faster and stronger. And with that, as you know, becomes more confidence. These kids will be so much more confident in what they're doing, and it prevents injuries. So I'm excited about what's happening right now.
Mm-hmm. Another program that got moving on, the Falcons will need to replace Ellie Berdusco, who was an All-American on the swim team, and I know there's certainly lots of talent still there. The relay team, I guess, will also be replaced this year. We'll need some folks to step up there, but the swim team looks great as well.
The swim team's going to be solid. We have a new head coach, Maureen Reed. She's being assisted by Michael Ross, and Michael Ross is one of the club coaches, coaches the Tsunami program at GT Bray, which is our home pool. So the coaching staff is set and ready to go. Of course, Carl will remain as our dive coach, but you're right. We lost 4 amazing female swimmers last year. They went to the state meet as a swim relay team, and they're tough to replace. The girls will be young. Our boys, on the other hand, will be solid. Last year we had 3 8th grade boys who led the boys squad. This year they're coming back as 9th graders, and they're ready.
Well, and that's one of the things it seems throughout the programs that gives us really great hope is you have so many young kids participating, and I know the participation school-wide was just amazing last year.
Last year was ridiculous. I think we had about 77% of our kids played at least one sport. I think we had about 56% of our kids played at least 2 or more. I know 12 students who played 5 sports last year. That's unheard of. But with a school this size, you rely on multiple sport athletes, and it only makes them better.
Right. The final team to preview in the fall is the cross-country team. The boys went to state last year. Mm-hmm. The girls made it to regions. Mm-hmm. The boys will have a couple of key people to replace. The girls really, I think, returned just about every key runner on that team, and they made it to regions without having a real #1 runner. It shows what kind of a team they are.
Correct. The girls, the very exciting thing about the girls this year is we got a new head coach. We have split the program. They're going to train separately. They're going to be coached separately. Miss Camille Bratton is taking over our girls program. She ran at Florida. So she's bringing all her expertise and knowledge to the program. And this will allow JB Walcott to really focus on just the boys. You know, right now the two teams are at different levels. Like as you said, the boys went to state and the girls made it to regionals. So it was my focus to separate them so these coaches can focus on their programs and really move them along. I think they'll get there quicker, separated.
Sure.
But you know, with Henry Howell returning for the cross-country team and some of those boys, and as you said, the girls, they didn't have a superstar, but Katie Pierce will be our superstar. She'll return the girls team, and you know, under the new tutelage of Coach Bratton, I expect big things.
Well, as you can see, lots and lots of excitement here on campus for fall sports. We hope you'll all put on your green and gold, come out and cheer the Falcons on this fall and beyond. For Coach Paletti and myself, we want to say thanks for watching. If you'd like to learn more about athletics here at St. Stephen's, visit our website, or you can follow us on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, and go Falcons, right, Coach?
Go Falcons.